Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare quarter-dollar coins, cause some of these coins hold an incredible history, and some are worth millions. So today, we are gonna uncover the rarest varieties and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we've got a fantastic story that might just have you digging through your old coin jar or scouring through your collection. Have you ever thought that an old quarter could be worth more than just 25 cents? Well, today we're talking about the 1972 United States quarter, a coin that might look ordinary at first glance but has a hidden value that could leave you shocked. Stick with us until the end, because we're about to reveal how much this particular quarter could be worth, and trust me, you won't believe the price tag. Let's start with a bit of history. The 1972 quarter was part of the regular series of U.S. coins minted that year. It features the familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse, and the reverse shows the iconic eagle, which has been a symbol of American strength and freedom since the coin's introduction. Like many quarters from this era, the 1972 version was produced in large numbers for circulation, and at the time, it was just another regular coin. But here's where it gets interesting. The 1972 quarter wasn't just another coin. Something rare and extraordinary happened during its minting, and it's that error that makes this quarter incredibly valuable today. The key to the value of the 1972 quarter lies in a rare minting mistake that occurred in very limited numbers. The U.S. Mint, while producing millions of coins that year, accidentally created a batch of 1972 quarters with a significant error, an error that instantly caught the attention of collectors. This error, known as the double die variety, means that some of the 1972 quarters were struck with a misalignment in the die, resulting in the coin's design being doubled. When you look closely at these error coins, you'll notice that the lettering, especially in the word Liberty and the date, appears to be slightly duplicated. This double die error is extremely rare, and only a small number of 1972 quarters were produced with this mistake. The result? A coin that, in perfect condition, can fetch an eye-watering amount of money from collectors who are eager to add this rare variety to their collections. But the error isn't just about the doubling of letters, it's the uniqueness of this particular flaw that makes the coin so desirable. Coins like these are true rarities in the world of numismatics, and when they are found in good condition, they can skyrocket in value. Now, how do you identify a 1972 quarter with the double die error? The first thing to do is examine the coin closely under good lighting. The doubling effect will usually be noticeable in the word Liberty and the date 1972. You may also notice that the "In God We Trust" inscription shows a faint doubling as well. If you see these signs, you may have a rare treasure on your hands. You can also use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to get a closer look at the design to help spot the doubling. But there's more to it than just finding one of these error coins. Condition is everything when it comes to coin values, especially with rare pieces like the 1972 double die quarter. The more pristine the coin, the higher its value will be. Collectors and dealers are always looking for well-preserved examples that show minimal wear and tear. Coins that have been in circulation for decades often have scratches, dings, and fading, which can decrease their value. If you're lucky enough to find a 1972 double die quarter that's in near mint condition, you've really struck gold. So, you might be asking, how much is this rare 1972 quarter worth? Well, the answer depends on several factors, including the condition of the coin, whether it has the doubling error, and the demand from collectors at any given time. But here's the big reveal. A 1972 quarter with the double die error in excellent condition could be worth as much as $75,000. Yes, $75,000. That's not a typo, $75,000 for a quarter that once circulated in your pocket as just 25 cents. It's truly incredible how a small minting error can transform the value of a coin into something worth a fortune. Now, if you think you've got one of these rare 1972 double die quarters, it's time to get it checked out by a professional. To confirm its authenticity and determine its grade, you'll want to take it to a certified coin dealer or a numismatist. These professionals can examine your coin and tell you exactly what it's worth based on its condition and rarity. You may even want to have your coin graded by a third-party service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC) or the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS). These grading services will assess the quality of your coin and give it a grade, which is essential for determining its market value. So, If you've got a 1972 quarter lying around, it's worth a close look. If it's a standard quarter, it's still a piece of history, but if it's one of the rare double-die error coins, you might just have a treasure on your hands. Don't let it slip through your fingers without a second glance. Coin collecting is a fascinating hobby, and as you can see, some seemingly ordinary coins can become incredibly valuable when they have unique features or rare minting errors. If you're new to collecting or a seasoned enthusiast, always remember to check your coins for errors and rare features. You never know what you might find. Top 2, we have a really exciting coin to talk about, one that could be hiding right in your pocket or tucked away in your coin jar. If you're a fan of coin collecting or even just a casual enthusiast, you'll want to stick around for this one. The 1974 United States quarter might seem like just another coin from the 1970s, but it actually holds a fascinating secret that could make it worth thousands of dollars. That's right. Today, we're going to dive into why this particular quarter is so valuable and what makes it stand out from the rest. You won't believe how much it's worth, so stay tuned until the end for the big reveal. Let's take a step back and look at the 1974 quarter. On the surface, it might appear like just another regular US coin from the 1970s. It features the iconic portrait of George Washington on the obverse with the eagle on the reverse, which has been a staple of US coinage for many years. At first glance, there doesn't seem to be anything extraordinary about it. After all, millions of these quarters were minted that year and circulated across the country. But what most people don't realize is that the 1974 quarter has a hidden history and a specific characteristic that can make it worth a small fortune. So, what's the big secret? Well, the 1974 quarter is notable for a very rare error that occurred during its production. Some of the 1974 quarters were struck with a special flaw known as the double-die error. Now, you may be familiar with this term if you've been collecting for a while, but if you're new to coins, you might be wondering what that actually means. In simple terms, a double-die error happens when the coin's die. The stamp used to imprint the design onto the metal is misaligned during the minting process. This causes the design on the coin to appear doubled, creating a noticeable distortion of letters, numbers, and other details. In the case of the 1974 quarter, this doubling often appears in the word Liberty and the date 1974. If you closely examine a coin with this error, you'll see that the letters and numbers appear to have a slight shadow effect, as though they've been printed twice. But it doesn't stop there. The 1974 double-die error is actually pretty rare, making it a very sought-after piece for coin collectors. Not every 1974 quarter has this error, which is why finding one of these coins is such a big deal. If you're lucky enough to stumble upon one of these, it could significantly increase the value of your coin collection. So, how do you tell if you found a valuable 1974 double-die quarter? It's all about examining the details. Look at the word Liberty carefully. If the letters look like they're doubled, with an extra shadow of each letter next to it, you're looking at a coin with the error. The same goes for the date. 1974 will appear doubled or out of alignment if the coin was struck with the error. For the best results, use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect the coin up close, especially around the design areas. These subtle details can make a world of difference when it comes to determining the value of the coin. But what about the condition of the coin? As with most rare coins, the value is significantly impacted by the condition it's in. If the coin is well preserved and shows minimal wear, it can be worth much more than a coin that's been heavily circulated. If you have a 1974 double-die quarter in near-mint condition, free of scratches, discoloration, or damage, you could be sitting on a true treasure. And the condition doesn't just refer to the design. You also want to look at the overall surface of the coin to make sure it's not overly scratched or worn down. So, how much could this rare 1974 quarter be worth? If you're lucky enough to own a 1974 double-die quarter in excellent condition, the price can be shocking. In fact, a coin with this error and in mint condition can be worth as much as $70,000. Yes, $70,000 for a single quarter. It's hard to believe, right? But in the world of coin collecting, errors like this are highly prized, and collectors are always on the lookout for rare finds like the 1974 double-die. If you think you've found one of these valuable error coins, don't just toss it aside or assume it's just another regular quarter. Take it to a professional coin dealer or a numismatist who can help verify its authenticity and determine its value. Many dealers and collectors use grading services, such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC) or the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS), to assess the condition of a coin and assign it a grade. This grading process is essential for accurately determining how much the coin is worth in today's market. If you're holding on to a 1974 quarter that's not a double die error, don't worry, your coin still holds some value, especially if it's in great condition. Even without the error, well-preserved quarters from certain years are often sought after by collectors trying to complete their sets. But if you've got one of these rare error coins, you've definitely got a potential gold mine on your hands. Coin collecting is a fun and fascinating hobby, and as you can see, even the most seemingly ordinary coins can become incredibly valuable. So, the next time you come across a 1974 quarter, take a moment to inspect it closely. Who knows? You might just have a rare and valuable treasure waiting to be discovered. Top 3, we're going to talk about a coin that might be sitting in your collection or even in your pocket right now. That could be worth a small fortune. That's right, we're talking about the 1979 United States quarter. Stick around because you won't believe how much this seemingly ordinary coin could fetch. Let's rewind a bit to 1979. It was a year of economic challenges and political change, and the United States Mint was hard at work producing coins for circulation. The 1979 quarter, like many others in that time, was produced with the classic design, George Washington's portrait on the front and the majestic eagle on the back. It was a standard coin for the time and circulated widely across the country. However, what most people don't know is that in the midst of these regular minting operations, a rare and valuable minting error occurred. And that's what makes the 1979 quarter truly stand out. So, what exactly makes the 1979 quarter so special? Well, there's a rare minting error that occurred with some of the coins produced that year, and it's known as the double die error. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this term, let me break it down for you. A double die error happens when a coin's die, the stamp used to imprint the design onto the coin, is misaligned during the minting process. This misalignment causes the image on the coin to appear doubled or shifted. For the 1979 quarter, this error often results in noticeable doubling of the lettering, especially in the word Liberty and the year 1979. If you're lucky enough to have a 1979 quarter with this error, you're holding on to something extremely valuable. But how can you identify it? The most obvious signs of the double die error on the 1979 quarter will be in the details. Take a close look at the coin, especially around the letters of Liberty and the number 1979. You should be able to spot a faint duplication of the letters or numbers, making them look as if they were struck twice. This doubling effect isn't always easy to spot with the naked eye, so if you have a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe, it will make it much easier to see these subtle details. Another thing to keep in mind is that not all 1979 quarters have this error. The double die variety is quite rare, which is why it's so valuable. If you find a 1979 quarter with this doubling effect, it could be a jackpot waiting to happen. But even if the coin has no obvious error, there are still certain factors that can determine its value, such as its overall condition and rarity. Like any rare coin, the better the condition, the higher the value. So, now you're probably wondering, how much could this rare 1979 quarter be worth? Well, if you have a 1979 double die quarter that's in fantastic condition, it could be worth a small fortune. Collectors who specialize in minting errors are constantly on the lookout for coins like these, and demand for them is high. For a well-preserved 1979 double die quarter, the value can be as much as $65,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $65,000 for a single quarter. It's incredible how something so small and seemingly insignificant can hold so much value. If you think you might have one of these rare coins, don't just brush it off. You'll want to get it checked by a professional coin dealer or a numismatist to confirm its authenticity. These experts will be able to tell you if you have a true 1979 double die quarter, and they'll also be able to assess its condition and provide a more accurate valuation. If you want to take it a step further, you might consider sending your coin to a grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. These grading services will assign your coin a grade based on its quality, which can significantly impact its market value. Now, you might be thinking, what if my coin isn't a double die error? Don't worry. Even if your 1979 quarter doesn't have this particular minting error, it can still have some value, especially if it's in excellent condition. Coins from certain years, even without minting errors, are often sought after by collectors who are trying to complete their sets or find coins in pristine shape. So even if you don't have the rare double die variety, you may still have a valuable quarter on your hands that it's always a good idea to take a closer look at your coin collection. You never know what hidden treasures you might be overlooking. The world of coin collecting is filled with surprises, and sometimes the most ordinary-looking coins turn out to be worth a lot more than we could have imagined. So next time you come across a 1979 quarter, give it a close inspection. There's a chance you could be holding on to a $65,000 treasure. Top 4. If you've ever wondered how a simple quarter can transform into something worth a fortune, you're in the right place today. You might have passed by a 1983 quarter without a second thought, but let me tell you, this coin has a secret hidden within it. And trust me, it's worth uncovering. Today, we're going to dive deep into the 1983 United States quarter, which might just be sitting in your coin jar or collection right now, quietly waiting to make you a lot of money. Stay tuned because by the end of this video, you'll be blown away by just how much this quarter can be worth. So, let's rewind to 1983 for a moment. It was a year of significant change, and not just in the world of coins. The United States was facing a new economic landscape, and the U.S. Mint was busy creating coins that would enter circulation for years to come. In 1983, the quarter featured the familiar image of George Washington, with his portrait on the front and the classic eagle on the reverse. It was another regular year of production, at least, that's what it seemed like. But here's where it gets interesting. While most of the 1983 quarters were just like any other quarter, there were a few with a rare and very valuable minting error that could make your quarter worth a small fortune. We're talking about a specific variety of the 1983 quarter that was struck with a particular error, one that most people don't even know exists unless they're experts in coin collecting. That's right, some of the 1983 quarters were minted with a mistake that turned them into highly sought-after rarities. The mistake in question? Well, it's an error known as the double die variety. For those who aren't familiar, a double die error happens when the die used to strike the coin isn't properly aligned, causing the design to appear twice, creating a faint, doubling effect on the coin's features. In the case of the 1983 quarter, this doubling usually appears in the word Liberty and sometimes in the date 1983 itself. If you look closely at a coin with this error, you'll notice that the letters and numbers appear to have a slightly offset shadow next to them. This is what makes the error so distinctive and valuable. Now, you might be wondering, how can I tell if I found one of these rare 1983 double die quarters? Great question. To spot this error, you'll need to examine the coin closely, particularly the word Liberty in the year 1983. The doubling effect may be subtle, but it will be visible if you look carefully. A magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe will help you see the error more clearly, allowing you to spot the faint duplication of the lettering. Another thing to check is the "In God We Trust" inscription, which might also show signs of doubling on some of these error coins. Now, let's talk about what makes these 1983 double die quarters so valuable. While this error might sound minor to some, in the world of coin collecting, even small imperfections can lead to big rewards. The rarity of the error combined with the high demand from collectors makes these coins incredibly sought after. The 1983 double die error was not widespread, so only a limited number of these coins exist. This makes them extremely rare, and as any collector will tell you, rarity is one of the most important factors when determining the value of a coin. So, how much could your 1983 double die quarter be worth? Well, if you're lucky enough to have one in good condition, you could be holding on to a coin worth a whopping $50,000. Yes, that's right, $50,000 for a single quarter. It's truly mind-blowing how much value a rare minting error can add to a coin. And the best part is, if you have a coin that's in excellent condition, without scratches, wear, or damage, the value could go even higher. But here's the thing, condition is everything. Like with most collectible items, the value of a coin can drastically change depending on how well it has been preserved. If the coin has been circulated heavily, you might not get the full value, as coins with excessive wear and tear will generally be worth less. But if you find one of these error coins in pristine, uncirculated condition, you could be looking at a serious windfall. If you suspect that you found one of these rare 1983 double die quarters, your next step should be to get it authenticated by a professional. A reputable coin dealer or a numismatist can help you determine if your coin is the real deal. You may even want to send it to a third-party grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC). or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, for a thorough evaluation. They will grade your coin based on its condition and help you understand its true market value. Now, let's say you don't have a 1983 double die quarter. Don't worry. Even without the error, the 1983 quarter still holds value, especially if it's in excellent condition. Many collectors are interested in finding well-preserved coins from this era to add to their collections. So, even if it's not worth $50,000, it could still be worth something depending on its grade and demand in the market. Coin collecting is a fascinating hobby, and as you can see, sometimes the most ordinary coins hide extraordinary potential. A quarter that you might overlook today could be the treasure of tomorrow. So, the next time you find yourself with a 1983 quarter, take a closer look. There's a chance it could be a rare gem that's worth far more than face value. Top 5, we have something truly special in store for you. If you've ever thought that a simple quarter could be worth more than just 25 cents, you're about to be amazed. Today, we're going to talk about a coin that might be tucked away in your change jar or collection, just waiting to make you a small fortune. That's right, we're talking about the 1986 United States quarter, and trust me, this is a coin you're going to want to keep your eyes on. Stick with us to the end of the video, because you won't believe how much this coin could be worth. Now, let's take a trip back to 1986. It was a year of big moments. President Ronald Reagan was in office, the Space Shuttle Challenger tragically exploded, and millions of these quarters were being minted for circulation. The 1986 quarter is part of the regular series of Washington quarters, featuring the well-known design of George Washington's profile on the front and an eagle on the back. It seemed like any other typical quarter that year, but hidden within this coin is the potential for something extraordinary. So, why is the 1986 quarter so special? Well, you might be surprised to learn that while the 1986 quarter itself was widely circulated, a small number of these quarters were minted with a rare and valuable error that has coin collectors buzzing. This error, known as the double die variety, can make a 1986 quarter worth a staggering amount of money. Let's talk about what makes this error so important and how you can spot it if you happen to have one in your collection. A double die error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing a doubling effect on the image or lettering. When this happens, parts of the design, such as the year or the word Liberty, will appear slightly offset, creating a shadow-like duplication. In the case of the 1986 quarter, this doubling usually affects the word Liberty or even the date 1986 itself. It's subtle, but if you know what you're looking for, it's easy to spot. Now, how do you recognize a double die 1986 quarter? The best way to identify this error is by closely examining the coin. Look carefully at the letters of Liberty and the numbers in the date. If the design looks a little off, or like it's been struck twice, there's a good chance you've got one of these rare error coins. This doubling effect may be faint at first, but if you use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe, it becomes much clearer. When you see the distinct doubling, you've found a coin that could be worth a lot more than face value. But it's not just the doubling that makes this coin valuable, its rarity plays a huge role too. Although there were a large number of 1,986 quarters minted, only a few of them carry this double die error. As you might guess, rarity is key in the world of coin collecting. Coins with errors like this are highly sought after, and the demand for them only continues to grow as more collectors search for these elusive finds. This rarity is exactly why the 1986 double die quarter has earned a reputation for being a potential treasure hidden in plain sight. If you're lucky enough to have a 1986 double die quarter, you might be sitting on a coin worth a small fortune. So, how much is it worth? Well, if you have one of these rare coins in good condition, especially if it's uncirculated or near mint, you could be looking at a value of $45,000. Yes, you heard that right. $45,000 for a single quarter. It's incredible to think that something so small and ordinary could hold such immense value. Of course, the condition of the coin is a critical factor in determining its worth. Coins that have been heavily circulated or show signs of significant wear won't fetch nearly as much as one in pristine condition. The more wear and tear on the coin, the lower the value. On the flip side, if you happen to find an uncirculated 1986 double die quarter in mint condition, it could be worth far more than you ever expected. For collectors, finding a coin that is in near-perfect shape is a dream come true, and it can push the value of the coin to the upper end of the market. So, how do you go about verifying the authenticity of a 1986 double die quarter? Well, first and foremost, you'll want to take it to a professional. A reputable coin dealer or numismatist will be able to confirm whether or not your coin is an authentic double die error. They'll also assess its condition and give you a more accurate idea of its value. If you want an even more official assessment, you could send your coin to a grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC) or the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS). These services will assign a grade to your coin, which can have a big impact on how much it's worth in the market. If you think you have a rare 1986 double die quarter, don't let it sit in a drawer collecting dust. It could be the key to unlocking a serious payday. And even if you don't find an error coin, it's still worth keeping an eye on your collection. Many collectors focus on acquiring coins in great condition, and the 1986 quarter could still have some value if it's well preserved. Coin collecting is a hobby that continues to captivate people of all ages, and the thrill of discovering a rare and valuable coin makes it all the more exciting. As we've seen with the 1986 quarter, sometimes a simple coin can turn into a hidden treasure. So, the next time you come across a 1986 quarter, take a closer look. You might just be holding on to a $45,000 gem. If you found this video helpful and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on another amazing coin discovery. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!